Welcome back to another vlog. And today I'll be talking about No Escape, and this is chapter 2. And so we left the last chapter um, with the first flashback in this novel. So I wanted it to be like a meet cute, and I've been thinking about this ever since, you know, finishing the first chapter on what I wanted to do in this second chapter. I thought I didn't have any notes for it, so I was actually rethinking this a lot harder than I should have. But actually, I think it ended up being all right because what was supposed to be chapter 2, at least according to my notes, didn't work. It wasn't going to work. It was I think a scene just way too late in what I wanted this to be. Too late in what I consider their relationship to be at this point. So I wanted to save it for later, save that for later. And then I was like, oh no, I'm going to have an extra chapter now. But actually, what I ended up doing was my chapter was close enough to what I was thinking about for uh, a chapter down the road. And I was like, oh, let's just kind of flip flop. And so it ended up chapter 2 and chapter 4 are kind of flip flopped. Kind of, because now this new chapter 2 um, isn't as risque as I was going to have chapter 4 be. Again, earlier in the relationship. So uh, this is going to be, I think, works better. So I open the chapter and Caden is fighting Marcel in a, with wooden swords. So it's a practice fight. And very quickly in the course of the fight is Caden wins. I didn't want to spend too long on the Marcel and Caden fight here. I just wanted to talk more about who Marcel is outside of, in the future he becomes the fiance of Queen Michaela. So this is yeah, just a little introduction and kind of foreshadowing on the the fight between Caden and Marcel that is eventually going to come. So um, yeah, it's kind of fun here to see that. So the end of the fight, somebody else steps up, and this person has hidden their face with a veil, has a cloak on. Um, yeah, so Caden is like, what the heck's going on with that? And plus, why is this woman challenging me? So he takes the challenge on and they start fighting. But one thing that is present throughout this chapter is the eyes. That's what's carrying us from chapter 1 into this flashback is the eyes. They're piercing him, they're staring icily at him. She is um, yeah, she's fighting pretty well. And with Caden being, already had a challenger, he was practicing before that. He's a little winded at this point, but he's not really putting up much of a fight for most of this. He's just blocking her. And at one point, she even says, "Fight back, or I'm going to have you beheaded." And he's like, "Who are you to, say something like that?" And we're just fighting with wooden swords. What the heck's going on? So the stakes are a little higher, but eventually, she does wound him, and as part of their kind of coming closer together, she takes off her veil to bandage his arm, which other people are like, oohing and eyeing, or shocked that she's who she is, and she's Princess Michaela at this point. So this is before her father dies, and there's already the hint, uh, she's introduced to him as daughter heir of Virginia, and so there's that little bit of a hint that eventually she will be queen. Um, but it's he sees her face for the first time, and he's enamored with it. Um, so yeah, they have a little bit of a moment here in this chapter, and we get to see um, the first buddings of their relationship. So I think this succeeds in what I was trying for it to do. So wanted to point out, hey, keep following me. I do have a surprise coming fairly soon, um, but you'll have to subscribe to my Reader Club update to find out what that is. So you can only do that out at my website, olson777.com. Till next time.